Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Or if you're brand new, hi, my name is Vivian, and I'm here to help you heal and recover from chronic health issues so that you can live your dream life like I did. So, before we get into the one thing that can massively increase your success in healing, I did a little teaser title there. I will just share some updates because I know a lot of you enjoy this bit and like staying in the loop. So, by the time that I release this episode, I would have already been and come back. But at the end of November, the day before I'm recording this now, I am going on a trip to London, which I booked for my boyfriend Luke's 30th birthday. And I am so excited. The entire trip is planned mainly around where we're going to eat. I don't know if anyone is the same as that, but Luke was actually like, is any of this stuff that I want to do? And I'm like, trust me, you will love some of these places that we're going. And I think we are going to go on some sort of tour while we're there to, well, his birthday. I will allow that. But he's going to be turning 30 on the 22nd of December. And there was no way I was going to go into London city centre in December near to Christmas. So we're going this month instead, well, November. And I'm 30 next year. Not sure what I want to do for my birthday just yet. Maybe a trip somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if I want like a party or something small. Knowing me, it's probably going to be a trip and just like me and Luke, or I don't know. Switzerland is on my vision board. I don't know if anyone's been. Please let me know if you have any recommendations if you have been, but I'm leaning towards a nice Switzerland trip for my 30th. So another update. So this month it'll be 6 months in my new home. And I can't believe that the time has flown so quickly. And I am so happy that I trusted my gut and invested myself like I did. That whole like summer, it was just a summer of investments, and it has definitely been an energetic upgrade for sure. Like I had this like niggling feeling, like the flat that I was in was amazing. That's where I got to heal. It was just such a lovely space. But I had this feeling inside 3 years into living there that I just wanted to be more grounded in my own place. I wanted to own my own home. I wanted a garden. I just wanted to live more of like a flowy feminine life. I wanted to put my washing on the washing line outside instead of like hanging it on a dryer indoors. And I also got Norman, my little puppy dog, around that time. So the day after I moved in, which was a chaotic weekend. So he'll be about 9 months old now. And he's kind of in his rebellious teen years at the moment, not always listening to me when we're out on walks, but he's just so sweet. He just wants to play with the other dogs when we're out and about. And I'm considering getting him a brother at some point. I don't know if I'm just being crazy. So if anyone has 2 dogs, did you regret that? Is it a good idea? I don't think I want a girl dog because I'm not going to castrate Norman. So yeah, another boy dog. I've only ever had boy dogs, so I feel like I understand them a lot more. And I've also done some revamps for Reprogram, my group coaching program, which is starting again on the 17th of January 2024. And I wanted to give you a heads up now because I understand that the next few weeks are going to be a little bit hectic for most people. And I wanted to give you the dates that it's starting. So the 17th is when the first live call is, but enrollment is going to be open from the 3rd of January. So put that in your diary, follow me on Instagram if you're not already, sign up to the email news list, and there's actually a VIP sign up form on the website. I'll link that in the show notes if you want to be the first to know, the first to grab your space, because it will be limited availability again, just because I want the group to be intimate and small enough, but also because there's one-to-one aspect. So I want to make sure that I have enough time to fit in the one-to-one sessions too. So in this program, it's now going to be a 3-month program instead of a 6-week program, only for a very slightly higher price point. So it's much cheaper than my one-to-one package. So if you wanted to be working with me for some time now, then this group program is going to be an amazing option. There will be a library of subconscious reprogramming tracks, meditations, and hypnosis to support your journey. And it's going to be a blend of the subconscious work, so mindset, identity, brain rewiring, and also the physical health stuff that I've spoken about for years now, detox, the female menstrual cycle, gut health, blood sugar and metabolic health. And I love running groups. It is my favorite thing to do. So if you want to be in that energy, you want to start the new year on the best foot with my support and be feeling so good by the time summer rolls around, then this is going to be perfect for you. If you're looking to rebalance your female body on a physical and energetic level, we know now that our body is made of energy. So if you're just trying to do all of the physical things like taking your supplements and moving your body and eating healthy, which is amazing, but if on a subconscious level you don't resonate with a healthy person, you have this mindset of victim mode, or I'm stuck with chronic illness, or I'm always going to have health issues because of my genetics or family history, then that's probably why you're not seeing results. You need to incorporate that aspect first, and then the other stuff will not only come easier, it will actually be more effective. So the first half of the 3-month program, the first 3 live calls are going to be focused purely on the mindset and energetic stuff. For example, call 1 is going to be getting super clear on your goals, who this identity and this vision of future healed you is. Call number 2 is identifying the patterns and limiting beliefs holding you back from that, holding you back from being her, this healed version of yourself, this balanced woman. And call number 3 is mastering your mindset and becoming her. So the law of assumption, the law of attraction, it is what the actions that you have, they put out a vibration to the universe, and then you match that energy. So if you're resonating on a low vibration, you are just going to attract more of that illness, disease into your life. So we want to increase our vibration and kind of cut the ties that are holding us down. We want to be able to like step into this future version. So it'll help you to identify like what's getting in the way, because a lot of the time we can't see our own shadows, we can't see our own limiting beliefs. That's why they're called shadows. This is why not everyone is living the dream life, because people don't do this work. And the second half of the program, calls 4 to 6, are going to be on the physical stuff, because that is still key. But by that point, you're already feeling better, you're already like ready to make the physical changes, and it comes so much easier. So call 4 is going to be on blood sugar and metabolic health. Call 5 is going to be on the female nervous system, so tools to help you calm your nervous system and support your female cycles, your menstrual cycle, your hormone fluctuations, your feminine energy. And call number 6 is going to be on gut health and detoxification. And there is a final bonus call number 7, which is a celebration, because I want the whole experience to be enjoyable. So we'll have ourselves a little party at the end. We will celebrate and kind of show up for each other, and it's a final chance for a Q&A and just integration, making sure you understand everything. That'll be finishing up in April. The calls are every other week, so plenty of time to action and implement everything. There'll be new videos added to the Kajabi portal each week, so you can learn at your own speed, but you're also getting the support from myself. So I am so excited for that. And this is such a one-of-a-kind program, and it's exactly what I wish I would have had when I was struggling with my health. This is kind of my dream program. I've always wanted to have such a holistic, supported program, and this is all of the stuff that helped me to get my life back. And same with my clients, incorporating more of the mindset work with them over the past few years has made the biggest difference, and I've helped like with some of the biggest transformations that I've seen. So the reason that I'm sharing this in today's episode is because it's very connected to the title of this podcast. And one of the biggest benefits of the program, and the title being the one thing that can massively increase your success in healing, is that, drum roll please, that you get the accountability and the support. So that's something that Reprogram is going to massively help you with. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but let's get into the episode today. The general overview is that I would not have been able to heal from chronic illness and a laundry list of symptoms, hair loss, cystic acne. I had missing periods, and I had irregular periods, and PCOS, and weight gain, and brain fog, and multiple food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities, fatigue, pain. Literally name it, I probably had it at one time or another. But it's looked different at times. At points of my healing journey, it was literally just support from a few family members. And this was the time that I was struggling most with my health though. So that is the point that I'm trying to make here. Like the times that I've had the least support is when I was the most unhealthy, especially because that support was coming from people who weren't trained in health or mindset or like medical support. They were just like emotionally supporting, which is better than nothing. But what I actually needed was professional health. And I was trying to do everything myself. And I would not recommend that, because if you're not a trained practitioner, you aren't going to know what to do. Like, you can read all of the blog posts and articles and YouTube videos in the world, but it's like if you had something wrong with your car, you wouldn't just start Googling and reading a million blog posts on how to fix it, because you know that can be dangerous, and you want to make sure that you're doing the right things and not making things worse. But even if you are knowledgeable about health, maybe you're a PT, maybe you're a student nutritionist or an actual practitioner, it can still be very difficult to heal yourself, because there's times that you can't see the woods for the trees when it comes to your own health. And I still outsource things when there's things going on, because even like limiting beliefs, we can't see them ourselves, as I said. So looking back, the times that I've had professional help, so working with a nutritionist, acupuncturist, Reiki practitioner, whoever it's been, business coaches, I've always had shifts and up levels, upgrades. Even if I didn't think so at the time, looking back, it did change something. None of these things healed me individually, but they were still moving me in the right direction. Even if I felt like I had some negative experiences or reactions to a supplement or protocol I was put on, I always learned something from that, which is still information, and it's still helping me to determine my next steps and what my body liked, disliked, responded well to. So I think we could always benefit from guidance and mentorship. And this is why even the best athletes in the world still have coaches, especially if they want to be at the top of their game. And this can be applied to the health stuff, obviously, but even in general life, business, finances, the most successful people I know in these areas have gotten there because they invested in themselves and they got help. And this doesn't always have to be a financial investment. There are free options out there. Maybe a supportive Facebook group, even though I don't see many of these available. They're all pretty negative and they tend to just bring you down, and everyone's just moaning myrtles on there. It could be your local church if you're religious. It could be a friend that you've met through Instagram or online. These can all be helpful and still better than nothing. However, I have seen that the biggest shifts do come when you have some skin in the game, meaning like a financial investment. My sessions, for example, used to be £80 for a 90-minute session. Sometimes that went over to a two-hour consultation, when in comparison to now, that is a fraction of what I would charge now. And I would notice how those clients who were paying the lower price just weren't as motivated. They weren't invested enough in the process. They would self-sabotage, they would make excuses, they would not see the results because it often wasn't a big enough stretch for them. And one thing that we know does motivate people is money. So I know when I've signed up for like a free masterclass or like a free like coaching container, I've never put as much effort in as to something that I've paid good money for. And it's kind of a stretch for me, but it's also like not a ridiculous jump to where I'm at. Take this example. If you were trying to stop smoking and you asked your friend for accountability, how much more likely would you be able to achieve your goal if you agreed to give them 10 grand if you smoked a cigarette? You would be very motivated, especially if they had the ability to check in on you, follow you around all day, do lab tests to confirm that there was no nicotine in your system. You would be like following that to a T. There was no way that you would give in, because that's £10,000 that you've got in the game. As opposed to you just asking them not to offer you a cigarette, or they just ask like how you're doing if you meet up once a month. You could just lie. You could just be like, yeah, I'm doing good. Like, don't need your help anymore. Everything's fine. Or I'll just give in after a week. It's too difficult. That's going to be so much easier to quit and not get the results by doing that. So in order to know where you're heading in life, but especially with your health, you need a plan, a guide, a map, so to speak. It's like sailing a ship and not knowing where the destination is. You need some sort of vision which is something that you can get started with on your own. You can get crystal clear on what you want your life to look like, how you want to feel, who you're with, where you live in, what you're doing. But then you ideally need someone who's an expert in that area to then show you the next steps. And you shouldn't have to do it all on your own. How are you expected to know how to heal your gut, regulate your immune system, support your thyroid if you work in HR and you have never studied this stuff? It's crazy. I understand why people do it. They try to DIY their own health, but in actual fact, it costs you more money in the long run if you're doing it because you think it's cheaper. Trust me, I have made that mistake for such a long time. And yeah, as I said, like if something's wrong with your car, like you would take it straight to the mechanic and you would just pay what they told you. Like they're like, in order to get your car back on the road, it's $2,000, and you'd find a way to make that work. Or if something was wrong with your child or your husband, and they were like, right, it's going to cost this amount, but I'm going to get improvements, it's going to fix my problem, you would do everything that it took. But when it comes to your own health, how many times are you brushing it off like, this isn't important, I've got other things to prioritize, and then you just kick yourself a year later because you're in the exact same situation. With my one-to-one clients, the regular calls that we have hold them accountable. And that's part of the reason that they get such good results. That, and obviously the top recommendations and coaching from me, obviously. But if they know that they have 3 calls and they have to show up for them across the 6 months, they are so much more likely to do the work and follow the plan. Before, I would just offer single sessions to new clients, and there would be a lot of people who I wouldn't hear from again. They didn't have a session to look forward to, and no one to like check in with, no one to like ask about their successes, anything that they're struggling with. And sometimes they're doing fine on their own and they just like think that they're doing good, and then they start to slip, and after a few months they're like coming back and we have to start from scratch again. So it's important to like keep the ball rolling when it comes to the health. And even with these one-to-one clients that I have now, I get my clients to book the calls with me at specific times. So I'll say, follow this plan for 6 weeks before we have the next session. And there are times when people don't think that they need a session at that point. They're like, can I not just carry on with what I'm doing? But I know that they do need that call. Either they've been struggling, so they don't want to book the next session because they haven't been following everything perfectly. But in my mind, actually having that call at the 6-week mark would be the most ideal thing, because that's going to get them back on track, going to figure out what's been going on, help them navigate what they've been struggling with, what's been like getting in their way. Or it could be that they don't think they need a session yet because they're feeling better and they just want to keep doing what they're doing. They're like, I don't need a session, like everything's working, let me just continue on this. But it might actually be that I want to progress the protocol or the detox or whatever stage they're at to get them to the next level. So my job is to push you outside of your comfort zone sometimes, whilst also be completely understanding where you're at and support you when you're feeling scared or resistant. So I know when there's this other level and you're just kind of floating, coasting, you're doing okay, I know that we can get you to that next level. And you could be feeling a million times better than what you did last year, but you still don't know what that next level is. People just forget like how actually feeling vibrant health is, or maybe they've never experienced that in their life. So in comparison to how they used to feel, they see an improvement, but compared to what they could be feeling, it's still nowhere near. There's also a huge problem in the health and wellness and healing world with isolation and loneliness. And it can often contribute to decline in health and not being able to get better. In studies, isolation and loneliness has actually been compared to smoking with its dangers and its negative effects. I think equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I personally lost a lot of friends on my health journey because I wasn't into drinking and partying anymore, and I couldn't relate to them, they couldn't relate to me. I didn't know how to communicate what was wrong with me. I didn't even know, honestly, what was wrong with me at the time. So I would have loved to have been part of a supportive community in person or online that could help me get through that. People to turn to for support when I was struggling with something and I didn't want to bother my mum again, or And because she was dealing with health stuff at the time, so I didn't want to keep being negative and pessimistic and bringing her down. I wanted a group that could cheer me on and will share our experience with each other. And yeah, when we're going through similar things, this would have meant the absolute world to me and would have definitely sped up my recovery. And that's why I try to incorporate this aspect of community into my programs these days. In my one-to-one root cause relief package or client maintenance package, once you've been through that, we have a Telegram group where we like share and connect, and I drop in with questions every now and again, inspirational quotes, as will Reprogram. So my 3-month group coaching program starting again in January. We will be meeting every 2 weeks for a live group coaching call. So this is your chance to connect with me and the other ladies whilst learning and implementing the most effective techniques for your physical body and energetic body, subconscious mind. There'll be a total of 7 live calls. So just to go through what's included. So calls 1 to 3 is about getting your mindset and subconscious mind on the right track, getting clear on your goals, identifying what's holding you back, and being future healed you, really mastering your mindset and your self-talk, your narrative in your head, getting that really clear. So that calls 4 to 6, we're working on the metabolic health, blood sugar, we're making sure that your hormones are more balanced, your gut health is on point, you're detoxing physically and emotionally. And then bonus call number 7 is going to be a celebration. It's going to be final Q&A, integration time, really making sure that you leave the program on a high and you know exactly like what you need to be doing. You're so crystal clear on the next steps, direction, your intuition. You can finally tap into that again and start to like trust your body a little bit more. That's my ultimate goal. And I'll be hosting a masterclass live on Wednesday, the 3rd of January 2024, and I would love for you to join. This is going to be on the 6 common healing journey mistakes to avoid. And by signing up to that, you'll also get the chance to receive a super special early bird bonus for the group program. Limited spaces are available for the program just because everyone gets a one-to-one in there and personalized supplement recommendation. So yeah, there'll be limited spaces available, so act fast and just know that that's coming very early January. The first live call, so the actual start date, is going to be Wednesday the 17th of Jan at 7 p.m. UK time, and then fortnightly after that until April. So you can click the link in the bio to sign up for the webinar and the VIP list for the group. There will be a time-sensitive replay available if you can't attend live. And you can start 2024 off on the right foot with that accountability and that support from yours truly that you need and you deserve. I would love to have you in there. In the next episode, I'm also going to give you a little preview of program content with an EFT tapping session and more of the benefits of emotional freedom technique, because this is an amazing reprogramming tool and is one of the modalities that we're going to be using within Reprogram, that and hypnosis and lots of journaling and visualizations. So I want to give you a little taste of what to expect. I will see you then. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss that episode. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I would love for you to leave me a rating and review on your podcast app, as this helps to support the show and it allows it to reach more people with this valuable information. Come and say hi over on Instagram. I'm at Viva Natural Health. And if you haven't already, check out my website, vivanaturalhealth.co.uk, for tons more free resources and to discover how I could support you further. I currently offer one-on-one consultation packages if you want my top-level support, then more affordable group programs and self-paced online courses. So there really is something for everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next week for another episode.